What's up? So we got Arrow, Season 1, Episode 15, Dodger. So this episode starts off at a bank where we see a security guy and another security guy, and they're talking about this diamond when the second security guy knocks the first security guy unconscious and gives the diamond to this guy who we learn is the Dodger, and the guy reveals that he has a bomb necklace on him. Oh no. But the guy's like, yeah, you won't be killed. You'll just be tasered. And he's like, tasered, and gets knocked unconscious. Actually, he doesn't say that. He says, you'll be knocked unconscious. And he says, unconscious, and then gets knocked unconscious. So Moira's meeting with Frank, a guy who works with her and Malcolm for the undertaking. And she mentions about how she wants out of all this because after what happened with Robert and now Walter, and Frank won't join because of what happened to his daughter. So yeah, does this make Moira even more of a likable person? I don't think so. She's still the worst character. Just because they're trying to give her a reason for what she's doing doesn't make her even a terrible person. So Thea and Laurel are hanging out, talking about, they're just hanging out, talking when a random guy shows up in a red hoodie and steals Thea's purse. So they ID the guy as Roy Harper, aka Speedy, from the comics and everything. And he basically tells a sob story about how his mom's OD on vertigo and she tried to get off it, but they can't. And Thea relates this, so how she was with vertigo. So now we get a flashback to the island where we see Oliver caring. Oliver caring to an injured Slade, and when Slade looked over to his arm, he realizes that his arm is now infected. So Oliver goes where he meets this guy who gives him this story about how he was a normal guy. He was a guy until he and his class were put on this island, and Oliver's like, what happened to the people? And they're like, he doesn't know, they're probably dead. And he's like, hey, how'd you end up here? And he's like, did guys in masks? And they're like, yeah, if you don't save me, they'll come back. And Oliver's about to do it until he realizes he doesn't know this guy. So he's like, I'm not gonna save you. And the dude's like, oh, why? And he's like, because I barely know you. So Oliver just lets this guy stay in that cave. So yeah. So that's basically it for the flashback stuff. Oliver is looking for how to stop his next criminal. When Oliver goes for one of the criminals, and Felicity computer hacks his door, saying, "Hey, this guy is a widowed father with a son. Is a father widowed? He's widowed or something." So Oliver's like, "Hey, I'm only gonna ask." And also, he's not the only one who can hack his security system. So next point is Oliver and Diggle going to Felicity's IT department and wait for her. And Oliver's like, yeah, he's sorry for his actions earlier. He was humped on adrenaline, and so Felicity sees a video from McKenna Hall, Oliver's former girlfriend or lover or something that he's pretty involved with in this season, because they have to get Oliver involved with some other person. So I think she was in episode 11. Yeah, she was in episode 11. I'm remembering it. So Felicity's like, hey, you go distract McKenna, and if you go distract McKenna over, she can put the bug in so they can find out what the police are doing. And so they learn about the Dodger, and Diggle's like, they call him that because he dodges every crime scene and lets other people do the work for him. So that's why he's called Dodger, because he doesn't do the crimes himself. He gets other people to do it by putting bombs on their necks, bomb collars on their necks. So we see Dodger, and he's meeting. Yeah, that's just a weird name, Dodger. I guess why he's called that, but it's a weird name. So Dodger calls the guys, and he's like, but he kills one of the guys and tasers all the others. So then what happens is next is that next. Wait a minute. So next they go after Dodger, but Oliver goes after Dodger, and he's like, there's not gonna be no other than prison. And Dodger's like, see ya. And So at a banquet so Oliver and McKenna go on a date, but because of the whole Dodger thing, they get distracted, and so Diggle also goes on a date with his sister-in-law, Carly. Remember her? And she basically like, they should go out because she doesn't want to get hurt again, because Diggle's brother is dead. So going out with her husband's brother doesn't make any sense. So she just leaves, and so they do the banquet thing, and Felicity's like, yeah, that necklace is owned by the Queen family. So if you want it, you're gonna have to bid for it. And he's like, or I could just take it myself, and Dodger puts a bomb collar on Felicity. So I'll rest from Dodger, or my boy Diggle, my best man Diggle, is learning how to hack it. So Oliver defeats the Dodger. Felicity. Yeah. So then in the middle of the night, Thea decides to go to Roy, and he's like, yeah, like, you're Thea Queen, like, you crashed. He knows everything about her, and she's like, no, you don't. She has a dead father, a missing stepfather, and a dead, and she just wants her purse back. He gives her, but he's like, hey, two things: stay on the Glades, and don't buy sob stories like guys like him tell the police. Oh, and I know that the actor who plays Roy, is from Teen Wolf. So, that whole reference is not gonna make me watch the show, but it's cool to learn. Yeah, it's kind of weird that he says that. He's like, yeah, you should stay on the Glades, and two, don't buy stuff that, like, so Thea leaves him. So Thea leaves. They stop Dodger. Yeah, Thea leaves. Yeah, leaves. They stop Dodger, and everything's okay. So that was episode 15. It was kind of better than the filler episode we got last time. Yeah, I don't know why they decided to put that up. And then Moira's like, then Channel White shows up, and Moira's like, anything for a friend, which makes them friends for some reason. And then she's like, what do you need? And then Moira's like, hey, will you kill Malcolm Merlin for her? Like, I guess Moira wants out of the whole whole venture, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Moira, this makes Moira even more sketchy.